Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these super cute little treat toppers. This is going to be my design team project for Not Too Shabby for this week. I will put all the links below for you guys of the products that I'll be using, and if you do head over to the shop, you can use my coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10% on your order. So here are the cute little treat toppers that I made, and these go on top of little like cellophane bags. It's just like a cute little decoration. And I am so excited because for the little octopus there, I use the little wobblers. So when you flick your little finger on it, they shake. And I know that my nieces are just going to get such a kick out of these. I'm going to give them to them for Valentine's Day along with those super cute little koala cards that I made last week. And I just thought it was such a sweet little touch to put on the little bag because I know they'll want to take this part off and keep it and have fun flicking the little wobbler on it. So I'll show you guys to start out with all the products that I used, and then I'll get right into the process video that I have for you today. So this is the new Lawn Fawn stamp that came out for Valentine's, and it's called Occupy My Heart. And so I used the little octopus, I used the little bow there, and the heart I put into her little hands. And then I also used the sentiment, "You occupy my heart," with a little heart there. And I did that on all three of them. I used this Avery Elle Treat Topper die. This is one of my favorites in my die stash, and I used that with this super cute new little doily die that came out for the new Lawn Fawn release, and it has these little stitches around the outside, or sorry, little like holes around the outside, so it looks like little doily bits. And I used the smallest one there to add my sentiment on so it would pop out. I use these little action wobblers, and these are the mini ones. You get 12 in a pack, and I used 3 for today's project, but I'm definitely going to need to get more of these because they are so incredibly cute. I just can't stop flicking that little octopus. And then I used 2 different paper pads. I used this little doodlebug one that's called Sweet Things, and I found this paper that looked like little waves, and it was in Valentine colors, and I just thought that was perfect for the little octopus. So I used that, and then this MFT paper is in stock as well. This is the Painted Prince Smitten paper pad, and I used that for the stripes and the polka dot paper. I also used 2 Lawn Fawn inks. I used the Jet Black for the images that I used and Plastic Flamingo for the sentiment. I used my Spectrum Noir glitter pen, and I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but I put it on her little bow there and also the little heart. I used some Doodlebug twine. This is the red, white, and blue assortment. I used the red one there, and this is the spring assortment, and I used the pink. And then for my little treat bags, I bought these at my dollar store at Dollarama, and they have little hearts on them. So this is what I'm going to use for the little treat toppers, and the little topper is going to hold the bag. So I'm going to open it up so you guys can just see how the treat toppers go together. So you basically just take one of these bags, and this is a little bit bigger than the bag I would normally use, but I really wanted to use the little heart, so I don't mind that it has a little bit of a hang over on the side there, but it looks so cute like that. So basically all you need to do is just add a little staple on it, and it will stay right on top like that. And I think that looks so cute. So it looks really cute with the little wobbler, and I just think it adds a lot to it. So that was everything that I used. I'm going to show you them each up close again, and then I'm going to get right into the process video. So there's the little red one and the little pink ones, and let's get into the video. I hope that you guys enjoy. So to start out with, I'm going to stamp out this super cute little octopus. I'm going to stamp it out 3 times, and I'm using that new Lawn Fawn ink in Jet Black. It is so nice for Copic coloring, and it's really nice and vibrant. It has like a really nice crisp black. I'm stamping out 3 of those hearts, and you can stick those in the little octopus's hands. And then I have 3 little bows there as well. Now I'm going to Copic color these, and I did slow this part of the video down a bit so that you'll be able to see as I color a little bit better. So I'm going to be using RV06, and I'm just adding in some of the shading here. Then I go in with RV04. And this is my very favorite pink color combo. It's almost like a hot pink. It's just very vibrant and also still kind of has like a pastel-y to it. It's very pretty. Then I go in with the other color, which is RV02. So my favorite color combo for pinks is RV06, RV04, and RV02. And I'm just shading this out. You could leave it like that, but I went back in just to make it a little bit more vibrant. And I'm going to go back in with the RV04. Just to give it a little bit more color there, since I'll be also doing a lighter colored octopus in a little bit. So I want to make sure that this one is the bright pink one. And then I take my white jelly pen. I did go out of the lines a little bit, so that's a great way to just cover up any little bits that went out of the line. So I'm just fixing a few little spots here. I find pinks and reds bleed quite a bit. Now I'm taking the white jelly pen and I'm going to add some little white dots on the little tentacles and also on the side of the octopus's face. And then I'm going to go and begin the red octopus. So I'm using R39. And I absolutely love these octopus. They are so fun to color, and I really like how simple it is to do the shading on them. And I think they'd be fun in like a ton of different colors too. Definitely doesn't have to just be used for Valentine's Day. Now I'm using R27, and then I go in with R22. And I have my little editing buddy here beside me, my little dog Chihuahua, and again, he is snoring, so I apologize if you can hear his little snores, but he just loves cuddling when I do voiceovers. He sits on my lap, so I apologize if you can hear his little snores. Now I'm just going back in with the darkest color so that I can add a little bit more of the dark, and then I'm going back in with the other red color as well, and then again with the R22. Then I take my white jelly pen and I'm going to add those little dots again on his little legs, or I think they're called tentacles. On the Lawn Fawn video, it showed that you could add like the little dots using your Copic marker, so you could also do that. And I also wanted to mention that I made a little playlist on my YouTube channel that has a whole bunch of videos in it from the new Lawn Fawn release. So if you did want to see any of those, definitely check out my playlist, because any videos that I make that have the Lawn Fawn release stamps in it, I will add, and I also have all of the Lawn Fawn ones in there. So definitely check that out if you want to see more from the new Lawn Fawn release. Now I am just adding some of the same color, the RV06, RV04, and RV02 to the bow and also to that heart. And then I'm also going to do a red heart and a red bow in the same colors as the octopus. And now I'm going to do a lighter color octopus. So for this one, I'm going to just check out a few Copic colors on my paper there, and I really love that color combo when I set it out, so I decided to go with that one. So the first color here that I'm using is R22. And then I'm also doing that on the heart. Then I use R21. And then the latest color is R20. And I apologize that the caps were off screen there. So then I'm just shading all of that out. And I thought it was nice to have 3 different colors shown here so you could see 3 different ways to color these little cuties up for Valentine's Day. Then I go in again with the R22 and the R21 and back in again with the R20. Then I'm going to take my white jelly pen and add in those little dots. Then I add 3 little white dots beside its cheeks, and again up along the side of its head. And then I go and use my black jelly pen just to make the little eyes shiny and makes them really pop. And again, I just went out of the lines a little bit there, so I just covered it up. So there are the 3 little octopus, and now I'm just going to fussy cut these out. There is a die for this set, so I will link it below, and I would definitely recommend getting it. It would be a lot easier than fussy cutting. It took quite a bit of time to fussy cut, although I do love fussy cutting. Just when you get into the arms of the octopus, they can be quite tricky. So I'm just going to cut out these little hearts, and now I'm going to cut out these little cuties. So as you can see, that one little part is a little bit tricky, and you can totally do it with scissors, but it would definitely be a lot easier with the dies. So I've got one done, and I'm just showing you how you can stick the little heart in its little hands there. And now I'm going to do the red one. Same thing. And that's basically the tricky part. It's just that little hand there, which I love because you can stick different things into it. And then I put a little bow there on their heads. And I alternated which color the octopus has for its bow and also for the heart, so that they are all a little bit different. So there is the last one. And now we are going to do some die cutting. So I'm taking this treat topper die and these 3 little pattern papers. That one again came from the Doodlebug pack, and the other 2 are from the MFT paper pad. And I'm just die cutting these out using my Sizzix Big Shot. So I'll show you how it cuts out, and once it cuts out, then it just has the fold line, and you just fold it. It's so easy. It's one of the easiest dies to use. And then here is the pink one with the stripes, and now I'm going to do the one with the little waves on it. And because I chose such bright, vibrant colors for these little treat toppers, I wanted to use the other die to make a little spot for a sentiment. So that's why I'm using this white cardstock here, and I'm using this little rectangle border here. And I use the smallest size one, and it is so perfect for sentiments. So I'm just showing how cute it fits right there. I think that it's called the Fancy Scalloped Stackables die, but I will link it below for you guys. So I cut out 3 of those, and now I have all of my pieces ready. So I want to cut out the sentiment that says, "You occupy my heart," or excuse me, I want to stamp it out. So I'm taking that pink plastic flamingo stamp here, and I'm just setting out the little pieces to see how I want them to be situated. And I love that they are all cut apart so that you can really decide how you want them to lay on here. So I did take it off screen so I could fuss with it a bit and decided how I wanted it, and I just stamped it out to make sure that it was the way I wanted it, and now I'm just stamping it out on all 3 of those little spots. And I took one of the hearts from that stamp set as well, and I'm just going to stamp that little heart right beside the sentiment on each of those. Now I'm just showing how it's so simple to just fold it like that, and I am going to put those little sentiments there, but I do want to add some twine behind them. So I'm going to use some pink twine and also some red twine. So I think I wrap it around twice, and then I'm going to have a bow on one side. So I'm just measuring out how much I need, and I use the red for both of the pink ones, and then I use the bubblegum pink for the red colored one with the waves. So I just use that first piece so I can measure out each of my little strands. And now I can put those on. So I wrap it twice, and then when it comes forward, I just kind of slip it under and tie it into a knot, and then I add the little bow on. And then I just snip off the little excess there, and there is one of them, and it honestly looks so cute just like that. You could totally make these little treat bags just like that. And now I'm just adding this little red one onto here. And then I just tied the rest of those off camera so you guys wouldn't have to watch that part. And now I'm just going to add on the sentiment. Now I use ATG gun and adhere all of these, but you'll see later in the video I do change how I have those on there with pop dots. But for now I just used my ATG gun to adhere those. And again, you could just add a sentiment on here and it would look so cute without even adding on the little octopus. But of course I wanted to make it as cutesy as possible. So there's that part. Now I am going to take those cute little octopus and set them all on so I can decide where I want each of them to be. I'm going to take my ATG gun again and just add on with adhesive all the little bows and also make sure that those hearts are nice and secure. So cute. And then my last one. So again, you could just attach them like that and it would be precious, but I wanted to try to make them wobble. I've been really excited to try out these new little wobbles that I got from the shop. So these have adhesive right on it, which is amazing. So you just take off the adhesive, then you just attach it right to your project like this. And it is so cute. I love it so much, and it's so wiggly and just precious. So I realized after putting that on, it had a lot more dimension to it than I thought. So I wanted to add some pop dots onto the back of this sentiment. And I kind of like double stack them. So I put down the little foam squares and then add another one on top of that, just so it will give a little bit more dimension, and I think it looks a lot better like that. So again, I had to press or push that little thing. It's so cute. So now I'm going to do the same with the others. So I'm just adding on the foam tape onto the back of here. I just got these little foam squares at the dollar store. And then I can adhere this super cute little octopus. So on she goes. And I kind of just tucked it behind the little sentiment there. So here is my last one. And I'm just taking off the adhesive there to put this one on as well. So there are my little treat bags. I think they look so cute. And now no project of mine would be complete without a little bit of glitter. So I'm using my Spectrum Noir glitter pen and adding on a little bit onto the bow and also the little heart there. And it just looks so sparkly and cute. I love it so much. So there are my 3 little treat bag toppers. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for all of your sweet comments and for watching. And I will put all the links below, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye now.